Her life began in the heart of Portugal, a place with ancient history and blossoming faith that would last for generations. This is the story of Saint Anthony of Padua, born Fernando Martin de Bullios.
On 15th of August 1195, in Lisbon, Portugal, a boy was born to Martin and Mary, who belonged to a wealthy family. He was baptized at St. Mary's Cathedral and was named Fernando Martins de Bullios. His wealthy and noble family arranged him to be instructed at a local cathedral school. At the age of 15, he left his home to live at the Augustinian Abbey of St. Vincent, which was on the outskirts of Lisbon. The Canons Regular, the religious order which he joined, was famous for their dedication towards their scholarly pursuits. As St. Vincent was too close to his home, his family and relatives used to visit him, bringing him gifts that used to embarrass him, and the news of what was happening in their social world used to disturb him. Due to all these distractions, he requested his superiors for a transfer into another abbey, and hence he was transferred to the Augustinian Abbey of Holy Cross, which was in Coimbra. There he continued his studies and was ordained as a priest at the age of 25.
Followed by his ordination, Fernando was assigned at his abbey's hospitality department. He initially interacted with the Franciscans in the course of this duty. He encountered 5 followers of Saint Francis in 1219 as they traveled to Morocco to preach. The straightforward gospel way of living had greatly appealed to him. Then, in February 1220, he learned that his 5 Franciscan friends had been killed in Morocco. The remains had been collected and taken to Portugal, where they were regarded as relics of religious martyrs. The king ordered that they be put in the Coimbra Church of the Holy Cross. Inspired by this example, Fernando sought permission from church officials that he may quit the Canons Regular and join the new Franciscan order. When he was admitted to the friar's life, he joined the little hermitage at the Oliviers. He took the name Anthony from the chapel there dedicated to Anthony the Great, by which he would be known. After his ship was rerouted to Sicily, he arrived at Assisi, Italy, where he met Saint Francis of Assisi.
Being humble, Saint Anthony was first given the responsibility of cleaning the dishes when he was sent to a hermitage close to Forli. His hidden abilities were quickly discovered, nevertheless, at an ordination for Franciscan and Dominican candidates. Saint Anthony was called to speak as the Dominicans were not ready to give a homily. He was then appointed to preach throughout Italy and France after his superiors were astounded by his eloquence and profound knowledge of the Bible. His lectures attracted sizable audiences, and kind disposition and excellent knowledge of the Bible won over many heretics. Saint Anthony was the first Franciscan whom Saint Francis let teach theology to his brothers, as long as the study didn't get in the way of prayer and devotion.
Let me tell you a few of Saint Anthony's most famous miracles. Saint Anthony was preaching when he suddenly realized he was committed to be singing at the local church upcoming Mass. At the same time, he was spotted singing in the nearby convent while still being present and serving in the pulpit of the Cathedral of the Montpellier. Another time, when the crowds refused to listen to Saint Anthony's preaching, He turned around and began preaching to the fish in the sea. Thousands of fish popped their heads out to listen to him and answered him with reverent bows. Last, but a very well-known miracle of Saint Anthony was when an enraged novice stole Saint Anthony's manuscripts. Saint Anthony, believing that he misplaced it, prayed hard to locate it. His prayers were promptly granted, and his manuscripts were returned miraculously. That is why he is known as the patron saint of lost things. In the year 1231, Anthony became ill with egotism and visited the woodland retreat at Campo Semperio with 2 other friars for rest. Anthony died on the way back to Padua on June 13, 1231, in a poor clerk convent at Arcella, which is now a part of Padua, at the age of 36. Anthony, as requested, was buried in a small church, Santa Maria Mater Domini. Pope Gregory IX canonized Anthony on May 30, 1232, less than a year after he died. Saint Anthony's spirit lives with us today in every prayer seeking or finding something lost, in every act of generosity, in every heart seeking the simple and powerful truth of gospel. Saint Anthony was a preacher, a miracle worker, a teacher, and most importantly, a friend to the lost. Throughout the years, his words continue to urge us to faith, hope, and love.
So as we know, Saint Anthony of Padua is also known as the patron saint of travelers. So I'd like to give a short testimony of mine. I was in the 7th grade at that time. It was the month of October, I still remember. It was my dad's birthday and we had planned to go out to Suruchi beach, which is in Vasai. And we all set out from home on our bike, and midway after we crossed, I guess, Papri, and we started getting to the lanes, my dad, I don't know what happened, he got confused and entered into a wrong lane. Now it was a 4x lane and we were like confused as to where to go. My mom being tense, like now children are small, where to go, what will happen. She suddenly started praying the St. Anthony's prayer, which is in Marathi, and she started praying it. And we all of us were praying like, God help us, where to go, because it was almost, we took us a lot of time, and then as I mentioned, it was evening and it was getting dull as well. Out of nowhere, 2 people come on the bike, this one man being of aged, like being 60, 70 plus years, and in front of him was his son, I guess, who was driving the bike. I remember very well, I was sitting in front and he was wearing a white kurta. Both of them were wearing a white kurta. Now why they were wearing, we do not know. They came to us and they were like, "Tumi kute jata hai?" So my mom told, "हम लोग को सुरुचि बीच जाना है." And they told us, "You all are on the wrong way. Go back for 2 minutes, take the first left, a right, and keep on going straight, and then they will come Suruchi beach." So we were like, okay, and we asked them like, "Are you all from the neighborhood?" They are like, "No, we are from Virar side." So now we were so confused, like, are they telling the truth or no? But my mom was like, "It's okay, we'll go, and now since you already wasted so much time, we'll go and we'll see." We took the direction, and while my dad was turning, I happened to look at them, and they just rode off in such speed and they actually vanished, I would say. Now I told my mom, she was like, maybe it was Saint Anthony only who came to help us and all. But to me that was a miracle, because that day anything could have happened to us, but through the intercession of Saint Anthony we were saved. So yeah, that's my testimony. Thank you.